I spent almost a decade as an entrepreneur making less than $1,000 a month. And then I discovered manifesting and Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations. And this took me from making less than $1,000 a month to making more than $20,000 a month in a very short period of time. I want to break this process down for you, and I want to show you why thinking too big might be holding you back from manifesting the abundance you truly want, how you can use Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations in the most effective way in order to achieve results, and I also will share my own personal meditation routine, my meditation schedule with you, and on top of that, I want to share 2 meditations from Joe Dispenza with you that are perfect for beginners and 1 that is perfect for advanced creators who want to manifest large sums of money. And on top of that, I also prepared a very special gift for you that allows you to draw money to you. And I will share with you what it is and where you can get it at some point in the video, so make sure that you watch till the very end. And how dare I saying this, which goes against everything that other manifestation coaches teach you. How dare I mention that you thinking too big might be holding you back? Well, when I started out on this journey of manifesting, I believed all these motivational gurus who said, you have to think big and bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's what I did. And this then resulted in me doing this. Okay, I'm gonna manifest 5,000 billion and 5 million and 2 trillion, and I think that's somehow doable, I guess. Is it? I don't know. But what I then learned in the process is that it's way more effective to find the sweet spot between reaching for the stars and choosing an amount that you can still believe up to a point where you actually do the work, where you sit down to meditate. Because I don't want you to choose an amount that is so big that you say to yourself, I can't achieve it anyway, so why should I start meditating? And you have to remember, I started out making less than $1,000 a month. If I had immediately jumped from $1,000 to $20,000 a month, I wouldn't have even sit down to meditate, because I would have thought to myself, I can't do it anyway, so what's the point? That's why it was way more effective to go from 1 to 3, then from 3,000 to 6,000. Then I had already achieved 6,000 and I thought, okay, 6,000 is now closer to 10,000 than to 0, so I can easily make 10,000. And then once I made 10,000, I was like, if 10,000 is possible, what if 20,000 is possible? And that's exactly what I did. So remember, you want to find the sweet spot between the amount of money that you set yourself as a manifestation goal, or let's say as a first manifestation goal, and the motivation / the belief that then allows you to show up and to do the work, aka your meditation, every day. And this might sound completely crazy, but what if I told you that you can not only fall in love with Dr. Joe Dispenza's voice, but you can also fall in love with the meditation process by making it so much easier for you to reach the frequency of abundance. I mean, seriously, for a lot of people, the meditations from Joe Dispenza, at least when they're listening to them for the first time, are kind of weird. Feel it in your heart, feel it in your brain, that's energy. So what did I do to make it easier for myself to achieve my abundance goals with Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations? I did this. I prepared. Because without preparation, I had this thought. And with preparation, I had this thought. And that's the difference between your meditation rocking or your meditation sucking. And what can you do to prepare yourself? You could, before you even sit down to meditate, repeat your affirmations, feel into them, fill your mind with abundant thoughts before you then go into an abundance meditation. You can also walk like your abundant self, stand like your abundant self, and express abundance with your body. And yes, in the Abundance Reality Shift Coaching Program, which you can find out more about by going to affirmation2manifestation.com/abundance. I will teach you all kinds of different techniques, how you can manifest with your eyes open when you're not in a meditation. Because it's so much easier for your conscious mind to open the door to the subconscious where true change can happen. And now I want to ask you a very important question that has the power to completely transform your experience with Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations and the results you achieve. And the question is, have you ever been in the situation where you sit down for a meditation, you meditate, and you just can't reach the frequency of abundance? You just don't feel it. I mean, when I, for the very first time, started watching video testimonials from Joe Dispenza's YouTube channel, where people were talking about how tears were running down their cheeks, and yes, I'm talking about the cheeks in their face, you naughty, naughty person, anyway, where tears were running down their face and where they had big heart openings and they felt so much love, I just thought to myself, yes, okay. I, as the analytical German, I have to open my heart and I then have to let the tears roll down my cheeks and feel the emotions. Huh? I truly thought that these people are completely crazy. But today, when I'm in a meditation, I have tears running down my cheeks. I feel it in my heart because I realize something very important. And that's that Dr. Joe Dispenza's principle of combining a clear intention with the elevated emotion only works if the clear intention you choose and the image you choose can actually lead you to the elevated emotion. And now you might be saying, "Huh? What?" Well, please allow me to explain. If you, for example, don't feel anything when you see a bank account statement where you make $20,000 a month or whatever amount you choose, then you need to choose a new image. It doesn't necessarily mean that the 20,000 doesn't excite you, but you haven't found the emotional woo-hoo-hoo-hoo yet that allows you to then reach the frequency of abundance. So that's why I invite you to ask yourself, what is the number one thing that you would do if you made $20,000 a month? Let's just stick to this example of 20K a month. Or alternatively, you can ask yourself, how would making $20,000 a month change my life? What would be different? And then choose the things you would do, the way you would live your life, and choose that as a picture. And then once you found the picture where your heart is feeling this feeling of, oh, I can't wait until I make this money, then you found the right picture. So always remember to choose the image for your visualization when you're in the meditation that gives you the biggest boom bada boom wow wow effect. And that's why I invite you to comment down below, I choose the most emotionally stimulating image. And without the next point I'm about to share with you, you will always ask yourself, Sebastian, how did you actually receive the money? Well, this is what happened. Exactly this. The universe sent me amazing ideas, incredible meetings with people, and these so-called coincidences. To give you a specific example, when I started out on my manifestation journey, I had one struggling business with which I was generating less than $1,000 a month. And I then sent multiple emails throughout the years, I mean dozens of emails, to people who I wanted to collaborate with. And I never got any response, or let's say it like this, I barely, if ever, got any response. And then what happened was truly magical. I still can't explain it in any logical way. Suddenly, when I started manifesting, I received replies from people who I sent emails weeks ago, months ago. And by all logic, these emails should be buried in their inbox, never be seen again, but I got response after response after response. And for almost a decade, I never had any good business ideas, no good product ideas, and suddenly ideas flowing to me left, right, and center, and I started new businesses, new products, created new programs, and more abundance was flowing to me, so that I completely turned my financial situation around from struggling for almost a decade to, within a couple of months, making more money than I could have possibly imagined before. I mean, it literally looked like this. Okay, universe, yeah, thank you for this idea, and oh, I'm in a meditation again. Oh, another idea. Okay, thank you so much. I'm gonna write that down too, and oh, now I'm feeling abundant. I'm feeling the abundance, and there's another idea, and I wrote it down again. Thank you so much, universe. So you just have to follow the signs and the synchronicities. The universe will guide you to your abundant dream life. And I think I don't have to tell you that we Germans are completely disadvantaged when it comes to meditating and manifesting, because we are way too serious and way too analytical. But what if I told you that there's one German quality that thankfully I have within me can be incredibly helpful, and that's German efficiency. Because in the beginning of my manifestation journey with Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations, I was completely overwhelmed. In one testimonial, this person was saying she was meditating 6 hours a day, and another one 3 hours, then 2 hours, then 1 hour. And I thought to myself, okay, if I have to do 2 hours, for five hours, no, six, how many hours? Oh God, I have a headache. How much should I meditate? My analytical German mind wants to know how much. And before I'm going to share my personal schedule with you, how I meditate with Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations, I briefly want to let you know that there's this one rule you should be following, and that's to go all in, but not to the extent where it's stressing you out. Because remember, you want to let go of the hormones of stress. You don't want to create them by meditating. So here's my personal schedule. In the morning, I usually do a 45 to 60 minute meditation. After lunch, I do another quick one, 15 minutes to 25 or 30 minutes. And then in the evening, I do another longer meditation. This is my personal schedule. And now you might be asking, Sebastian, what are some good meditations that I can start with? Well, I would say for beginners, the short meditation, the morning meditation is really good, at least the old version. I prefer the older original version more than the new version, but that's just my personal opinion. And tuning into new potentials is also really powerful. If you are an advanced meditator, then I can recommend synchronizing your energy to abundance from Dr. Joe Dispenza. And speaking of abundance, if you are ready to find out more about my 8-week Abundance Reality Shift coaching program, you can click on the first link in the description. And if you want to download your free gift, which is a powerful hypnosis for manifesting abundance, then you can click on the last link in the description, all the way at the end of the description. And earlier I mentioned that Dr. Joe Dispenza's voice is, well, how shall I say it, even more impactful during a week-long advanced retreat. And if you want to find out more about my experience at the Joe Dispenza Advanced Retreats, I've already been to 3, and you want to know how he completely brainwashed me for success, then you can click here and watch this video next.